Yes, sir. Welcome back to the Banganator podcast. This is the first full episode for those of y'all that viewed my video last week, previewing what I was going to talk about throughout the season. Thank you so much for viewing. Thank you so much for those that subscribed. Keep pressing that like button and keep pressing that subscribe button so I can keep bringing y'all videos all throughout this season. Where do we even start? These damn Cowboys. I don't even know where to begin. I had predicted last week that we were gonna lose to the Bucs. They have so many weapons. That Tom Brady's back, Leonard Fournette, Mike Evans. They have a solid defense. Us Cowboys, we just have too many issues on offense. Going into the game, there was already missing wide receivers. Michael Gallup was already out. You had Amari Cooper that left for the Cleveland Browns. And then to add on to the issues that we had on offense, our offensive line. Tyron Smith is out, got hurt in preseason. You didn't think that would happen, but shoot, you almost have to expect it now with him getting injured the past few seasons, whether he misses 4 games or whether he misses 12 games. And it's almost a surefire bet that he's going to miss part of the season. So now rookie Tyler Smith is starting at left tackle. We had to switch around our offensive line. So now there are some offensive linemen playing different positions. It's just a mess. The only person that's really good is Zach Martin. And due to the offensive line not holding up, the Bucs defense got to the quarterback. So on 2 occasions, Dak Prescott's hand ended up getting ran into whenever he was following through. Defensive lineman hit his thumb. I forgot which defensive lineman it was, but hit his thumb, and now he has a thumb injury. He got, if I remember correctly, if I remember from the reports, he got surgery on it yesterday, on Monday. And so it's looking like he'll be out 4 to 6 weeks. Some people in the organization are optimistic that he's going to be back in 4 weeks. I'm skeptical of that. I think he's going to come back 5 or 6 weeks. But overall, we did horrible. Dak couldn't get out the ball to his receivers. Even the times that he was on target, they were dropping passes left and right. Dalton Schultz was really the only person receiving that made any real plays with the ball. He was catching it consistently. He was getting first downs. CeeDee Lamb was a huge disappointment. Huge disappointment. I picked him up on my fantasy because I thought he would be good, and it's just the first game, but first game, he let me down. I almost feel that our season is over before it starts. Without Dak Prescott, I don't know how many games we win. At first, I had us winning at least 10 games this season, winning the NFC East. Now, I just don't have much hope at all. Without Dak Prescott, they're going to bring in Cooper Rush. I mean, he's our backup quarterback. You saw what he did on Sunday, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to lead us to many victories the next 4 to 6 weeks. We do play the Bengals next week. I feel like the Bengals are going to win. Joe Burrow and the Bengals, they got off to a rough start on Sunday. I think they'll bounce back and beat us Dallas Cowboys. I hate to say it, but I got to be truthful with y'all. So, I think the Bengals are going to come into town and beat us probably by a touchdown or 2. They just have too many weapons. Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon, who are both on my fantasy, by the way. Jamar Chase, he can fly downfield, and T. Higgins, their defense is okay, but I think they'll be able to do pretty good. Based on what I saw for week 1, they'll be able to do well against our offense. So that's my prediction for next week, Bengals versus Cowboys. Now, I'm going to take y'all around the NFL. And the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to put it in football terms. So I'm going to list 4 things that I personally liked about what I saw every week in the NFL. So it's going to be first down, second down, third down, and fourth down. So on first down, I got the Rams versus the Bills. That game was something. I thought the Rams were going to be competitive coming off of a Super Bowl win. Nah, I was wrong. I was wrong. The Bills show why. Josh Allen showed why he's that guy. He's that guy. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, the whole entire Bills team collectively together, they just flat out beat the Rams in every phase of the game. Offense, defense, and special teams. I didn't like the way that the Rams played at all. They were horrible on offense. Matthew Stafford kept making too many mistakes. I don't know. He's got a lot of work to do this season because it's tough to get back to the Super Bowl and do what you did last season. Jalen Ramsey. Ramsey was getting burnt like toast all day by Stephon Diggs. My goodness. And we thought Eli Apple was bad. Huh. Yeah, Jalen. I mean, it happens to the best of us. It happens to the best. It happens to everybody that's the best. But Jalen, man, you got some humbling to do, and you might have just been humbled last week. On second down, we got Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson proved why he deserved that contract. He was throwing the ball all over the field, passing for touchdowns. He gave the Ravens a deadline last Thursday to get him a new contract. They offered him a contract. He didn't like it. So, but whatever he wants, you give it to him. He deserves it. He's the reason why you're gonna win. So, when this offseason comes, Ravens, don't let his contract run out. Re-sign him right away, or else y'all are doomed. On third down, we got Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. The Chiefs put a spanking on the Cardinals this week. I was watching that game, and Patrick Mahomes went off. There were concerns about how he would do without Tyreek Hill, with Tyreek Hill taking off to the Dolphins, and might I add, dogging the Chiefs while at it. I didn't like that about him, but yeah, they don't miss him. The Chiefs don't miss him. They did just fine. Travis Kelce had more than 100 yards, and Patrick Mahomes did a great job at facilitating the ball to different receivers all day long. Kyler Murray, you need to step up, son. You need to step up. And on fourth down, I got the Bengals versus the Steelers. That was a great game. I don't know if any of y'all watched the game. That was an amazing game. That was probably the game of the week to me. The back and forth of the game. I had some pull in the game, so I made sure to watch that game. I had Joe Burrow and Joe Mixon on the team. Joe Burrow struggled, I'm not going to lie. Joe Burrow struggled off the bat. He threw an interception on the first drive. He ended up with 4 interceptions total. 5, I can't remember if it was 5 or 6 turnovers. He was doing horrible, and yet the Bengals defense was so good that they were able to come back. Joe Burrow kept getting chance after chance of getting into the end zone. He couldn't. Finally, at the very end of regulation, they punched it with Jamar Chase. But they should have won 21-20. But it was tied 20-20 after what's his name? I can't remember the kicker's name, but the Bengals kicker shanked the kick. He shanked the kick. I was so disappointed in that because the Bengals persevered all game long just for it to come down to a bunch of shanked kicks. Shanked the kick, ends up going into overtime, goes back and forth into overtime. Selfishly, I was kind of happy so Joe Burrow could boost my stats with in fantasy. Chris Boswell finally ends up making the winning kick, and just like that, by a field goal, the Steelers won. And so that was the game of the week to me, just the back and forth of it all. Now, let's talk about those Longhorns. If you didn't watch that Bama versus Texas game on Saturday, you were wrong. That's all I got to say. You were wrong. That was the game of Saturday, of college football on Saturday. That game was spectacular. That was back and forth as well. Such a defensive game. Now, I was surprised that a Nick Saban-led team allowed Texas to hang around like that. If you know Nick Saban and Bama for the past decade, they don't accept mediocrity, and they're probably blowing them out by the third quarter, especially non-conference opponents. And I was surprised that Bryce Young struggled through 3.5 quarters. But he pulled out. He showed why he was last year's Heisman winner. And Bama showed why they were in the national championship last year. And it didn't matter how. My prediction was right. I didn't know how they would win, but my prediction was right. I thought that Bama would win. I just didn't think that it would be so close. We were this close, and I think if viewers stayed in the game, we would have won, but that was the game. And last but not least, let's talk fantasy. I lost this week 100.82 to 101.18. Less than a fraction of a point. There's nothing that pisses me off more than losing by that much. I hate it. But it's partially on me, and of course, it all depends on the players. I'm just going to go down the list of what my players did very briefly. Joe Burrow got me 22 points. Like I said earlier, he started off with having a horrible day, but he caught up at the end, so he got me 22 points. CeeDee Lamb only got me 4 points. I was so freaking disappointed. So disappointed that he only got me 4 points. Jalen Waddle, he went off with Tua, like I said he would. Joe Mixon and Josh Jacobs, they did exactly what I thought they would do. Joe Mixon got me 21 and Josh Jacobs got me 8. Dalton Schultz, the most reliable target for the Cowboys so far, he got me 13 points. So I'm glad I started him at tight end. He's doing exactly everything that I need him to. The person that disappointed me the most was Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith, how you have 0 points? And you were targeted some. You were targeted some by Jalen Hurts. How you have 0 points? Explain me that. Oh my goodness. I could have literally started anybody else that got points at that flex position, like such as Tony Pollard. And I would have beaten him. I would have beaten my cousin, by the way, who beat me in fantasy this week. So there's nothing more that pisses me off than that. Somebody who gets 0 points or 1 point. Like, come on, what are you on my fantasy for? I should have started somebody else. So that's my bad. Maybe I read something wrong, or maybe it's just luck. I don't know. Robbie Gould got me 4 points as a kicker, and the Rams defense got me 9 points. That Rams versus Bills game, it was rough. I thought that they would end up with less than 9 points, the Rams defense, because it ended up 31-10. But that game was a sloppy game by the Bills as well. They ended up with, I think, three turnovers. So I think that's how the Rams defense ended up getting me 9 points. Otherwise, it would have been way lower than that. Hopefully, I'll come back next week even stronger. You never know what can happen. I'm taking Devontae Smith out. I might take out CeeDee Lamb. They're just not doing it for me with everything that's going on with the Cowboys. It might be wise to take CeeDee Lamb out. I just don't know who I'm going to replace him with. And I'm for sure going to take out Devontae Smith. Probably replace him with either Tony Pollard or George Pickens, because I do have him on my bench. So I'm going to wrap things up. I hope y'all enjoyed this full-length episode. Please press that like button and please subscribe for more content every week. Please let me know in the comments if there's anything I should do better or any suggestions. And I'll see y'all next week. And as always, win or lose, go Cowboys.
The Banganator podcast is brought to you by Esley Banga, diehard fan of the Dallas Cowboys since 1997. How about them Cowboys?